72, we have a new chapter, right? And the name or the title of that chapter is Parents and Young Children. Parents and Young Children. And later on that paragraph which we are going to study today, that is about recommendations for the use of vaccine. You know that parents are very careful for their children, even in their whole life. But in young age, parents take their children to hospitals for vaccination. And in Arabic we call it tatim. Immunization, actually. So, in this chapter that is related to parents and young children, we will study about it, that how parents go there and they get vaccination for their children and what are the results of their vaccination. One thing. And second thing is this, that here in this paragraph, we are going to study 3 different diseases and their vaccinations. And what are the results or symptoms of these diseases? 3 diseases. These are especially childhood diseases, right? So first, let me start from here, that recommendations for the use of vaccine. Recommendations means suggestions. Suggestions or advices. Or irshadat. Instructions or suggestions or advices for the use of vaccine. Now, what is vaccine in fact? Vaccine is a kind of substance that is given to children to increase immunity. And now the question is that what is immunity?
Maybe medication.
Yes, vaccine is a kind of medication. But later on I'll tell you that what is vaccine. Vaccine is a small amount of virus or that disease, germs, that is given to children or a human body, and then after that immunity increases. Immunity means quwwat-e mina. Quwwat-e mina increases in result of this vaccine. Actually, the process is this, that in your body there is a power of immunity, quwwat-e mina mawjood, and that comes from the parents. That comes from nature. Everybody has, this immunity. Everybody. Because God has given this system that when other germs or viruses attack on our body, in our body we have some immunity. And that immunity stops them when they are attacking on us.
Immunity mina.
Yes. Immunity means mina. So actually, vaccine is a substance that is given to people, and in result of this vaccine, actually immunity is created. And this process in which vaccine is given, that process is known as vaccination. Vaccine is a noun because it's a name of substance, and the process in which vaccines are given to children, to people, to patients, that process is known as vaccination. Vaccine is a substance, is a material that is given to the patients or people or children. But vaccination is a process, ijra, in which vaccine is given. Again, I will tell you that vaccine is a kind of substance that is given to children, people, patients. And this process in which this vaccine is given to the people, this process is known as vaccination. Right. Now, there is another word, immunization. Immunization is also a kind of process in which the process of immunity is created or is made or is taken. So this immunization process has been taken from immunity. Immunity is a verb, or not verb, it's a noun in fact, immunity. Immunity is a noun, and that is a quwwat mina. The process in which immunity is created, the process in which immunity is given or increased in a human body, that process is known as immunization. So now there are two things: vaccine, vaccination; immune, immunity or immunization. Okay. Immunity is given in that process which is known as immunization process. And as I told you again and again, that immunization process is a process in which immunity is created, in which quwwat mina is given. So to some extent, vaccination and immunization is a kind of similar process. To some extent it's a similar process there. Okay, now we have, as I earlier discussed with you, that we have three diseases. The first one is measles. Measles is the first disease, then mumps is the second one, and rubella is the third disease. In this chapter we will study three diseases, and these three diseases are infectious diseases, what you call adwa. Yani they spread from one person to another person. These diseases spread from one human being to another one. Yes?
Which diseases?
All of three.
All
All these three diseases spread, muntashir, from one person to another person, from another person to another one. So in a very short time, it can be able to spread in a whole community. So actually this is a widespread disease, this is infectious disease, or in other form we may say that this is contagious disease. Measles. What is the measles? If you have a book in your hand, then you can see the picture that page number, previously you can find out that on that page you can find that what is the actual picture of immunization, this disease. See page number 68. If you have a page, if you have a book, yes, please.
Yes.
See page number 68. Yes. See, this is a picture of a patient who is having this measles. He has this disease known as measles. What happens in this disease? You see that on the skin of this patient, small red spots have erupted, have come out on the skin. You see red spots. Red spots are there on the skin. Okay, this is the first symptom. Red spots on the skin, and beside of it there is a fever. Okay, so this is a disease in which the small red spots on skin of the patient comes out. Right, one thing. Second, that beside of it there's a fever, itching also, itching, right, itching on the skin. It happens there. So this is the disease in which a child has fever. He has skin rashes, then skin spots, red spots erupted on the skin. So ultimately this is a disease. And for some time, and there is a very interesting thing, that once a child gets this disease, then next time he does not get that disease. Why?
I don't know. I don't know why.
The reason is this, that when once the patient gets this disease, and next time there are very, very little chances to get it again. The reason is this, that in this time period when he gets this disease first time, he gets immunity. He gets mina. He gets mina. So that is a natural process of getting immunity. But artificially, we give the virus of this disease very in small amount to the patient, to the children, and then ultimately the body of a human body gets immunity. So then for his whole life, there are chances that he will not get any disease like measles. Okay, this is the first disease, measles, and I have told you the picture of.
Measles mean in Arabic عندس.
I don't know the name of in Arabic, but I have told you the picture of this patient there. There are small eruptions appear on the skin of the patient. One thing. Second thing is this, that there is itching on the skin. Fever is also there with it, right? So all these are the symptoms of this disease known as measles. The other disease is known as mumps. Mumps is other disease, right? Mumps, what happens in mumps? Okay, I'll tell you later on, but actually first there's a need to, that actually we add s to make any singular word plural in English.
Yes.
Muslim boy, boys.
Yes.
We make plural.
Yes.
But here,
Mumps.
s is there, but this is singular. This is one disease, mumps, right? So this is the name of disease, and he tells you that in this disease what happens, that here on both the sides of neck, here and here, okay, on both the sides of neck there are round shaped, swelling happens, swelling like this one and like this one, you know. It happens here. And even sometimes I think face seems to be swollen. It's quite properly it's swelled there also. So here he tells you that this mumps is a disease in which a swelling happens around neck and faces, right? And then other symptoms of this disease is fever. Okay, one thing. Second thing is this, inflammation of reproductive organs. You know that reproductive organs in every living things are there. We have different systems, you know. Reproductive systems is a system with it living things can make another child. They are in this system. They can bear a child. They make like themselves. Muslim parents make another child, right? So this is a reproductive system actually, and this the reproductive organs. In females, ovaries there, and in males, testes are there. So these testes and ovaries in female and testes in male, they get inflammation. There's a problem of inflammation during this disease. But after, when disease is gone and the patient is okay, then no problem after this. So these are the symptoms of rubella. First thing is, the main thing is this, that for this disease known as rubella, patient gets swelling around neck, on both the
Rubella
huh?
or mumps.
Rubella. Rubella. In measles, in mumps. In mumps, he gets, swelling here. He gets swelling in around neck, right? Or in faces. And there's a fever and inflammation of, testes and ovaries. Testes in in males, and in females ovaries they get inflammation there. So mumps is a different disease. It has different side effects. It has different symptoms, but this is an infectious disease. It spreads from one person to another person. One thing. The next disease is rubella. Rubella disease is also, very much famous. And actually, this rubella disease and measles disease, to some extent, they are similar to each other. Similar, kareeb. Actually, rubella is like measles.
Near disease.
Near, very close to. Symptoms are almost same. So this rubella, also known as German measles. There is another name of this disease, and the name of this disease is German measles.
And
Second name.
about them or about.
Yeah, actually this is measles. Measles and rubella are, to some extent, they are same, right? They are very close to. They are very measles, this one, and this one. Rubella and measles, they have similarity. Related to their symptoms or their other, ways of even spreading. Actually, both the disease, measles and rubella, are childhood disease. They are infectious diseases, but that's why we call that this is they are similar to each other. And here, even in German measles, patients have eruption of red spots, like measles. In measles, as I told you on page number 68, we have a picture. Like this, in rubella, we get, the patient gets red spots on his skin. And then, so he says that actually this German measles or rubella, these are two names of this disease. The first one is rubella, second one is German measles. Actually, German measles, measles Almani, you may say, and it's a simple measles. They are similar to each other. So actually, it is caused by the virus known as toga virus. Okay? Yes. Here, toga virus. Toga virus is the name of that virus that creates or that becomes the cause of this disease in human beings, right?
What's name?
Toga is a name. Virus is a virus. Yes, virus. Toga virus. So toga is the name of virus that creates or that becomes the cause of this disease. Clear? The symptoms yani alamat. Symptoms of this disease, rubella disease, is cough. Cough, what you call, yes, cough and sore throat. Yes, sore throat is there. Skin rashes are there. You can find rashes on skin, and vomiting. And vomiting, you understand in Arabic what you call vomiting. Okay, or vomiting. What do you call vomiting in Arabic? It comes out. Yeah. So vomiting. So in this disease, the symptoms appear that cough is found in patients, then sore throat is there, and then I think skin rashes are usually found, and then vomiting are there. So when we have these types of symptoms, then we can find out that this is rubella. Or we may call it by another name that is known as German measles, in fact. Clear? Okay. Now, in this chapter, the important thing is this, that in this chapter, there are two things. The scientists, now I'll tell you another very important thing. That was done Morris et al. Scientist, for example, Morris is the name of scientist or a researcher. The person who makes a research, for example, is the name of Morris. But Morris et al, this is the French word, it means that Morris and his team members, Morris and other people who were involved in this process or in this research work. So actually, et al means team, okay? Team or others or group. So Morris, I'm just giving you an example that, for example, this is the name of man, Morris, and his team members. Group of people who were doing that research. So some people, I mean, we have named their names in our chapter, that they gave vaccinations. They gave vaccination individually for measles, and they found the results. Then they found, they gave vaccination for mumps, and they found different results there. In the same way, they gave vaccination for rubella, and they have written that what type of results they discover after giving the vaccination. But later on, these are three diseases, and before this they were giving vaccination for three different diseases, three different vaccinations were given for different three diseases. But later on they discovered that only one vaccination can be given for all these three diseases. But the results are the same. Clear? Yes. In the beginning, people gave vaccinations for these diseases separately, one by one, right? So first they took measles, and from measles they gave vaccination. Clear? Yes. For measles they gave vaccination, and then they calculated or they estimated the results. And in the same way, some other team group, they also gave vaccination for mumps, and they calculated the results of this work. And in the same way, they gave vaccination for rubella, and they discovered three different types of results. But later on, people discovered that if one vaccine is given for these three diseases, even the results are good. And that is known as MMR vaccine. MMR vaccine means measles. This is measles. Yes. Measles, this is mumps. And this is rubella. Now you get it? Yes. Now they made a combined vaccination. They made a combined one vaccination for all these three different diseases. And the results were very nice. So actually, this chapter is known as about MMR vaccine. A combined vaccine for three different diseases. Clear? This MMR vaccine is given, this is actually one vaccine is given for these three different types of diseases. I think the things are a bit different for you, but let me again revise all things quickly. because after that we don't have time to leave now. I think today you have listening quiz as well, I think. At 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock?
Tuesday.
No, for listening.
Yes.
For listening. Okay, today, huh? Just give me 2 minutes only. We can find out there. Okay, listen.
This is can be come again or be
Yes.
this disease can become again.
When vaccination is given. Yes. When vaccination is given, then there are chances that they don't come. These diseases don't happen again. But in a very rare, nadir chances are there that for many cases, maybe one case or two cases can be happen. Again, it can come. But majority of the patients don't get.
Only these diseases.
Yes. And there are two ways. One way is this, that if a patient gets any disease, measles, mumps or rubella, naturally, if they get this disease naturally, then I think next time the patient does not get the same disease. Actually, what happens that in this process he gets immunity, and at the end of immunization he doesn't get it again. But on the other hand, you know that when this process is a natural process, so the scientists have repeated the same process artificially. They have given the vaccine of that particular disease, and they found the results at the end of it. And they discovered that when that vaccine is given to the patients, then they don't get the same disease again. So that is the main purpose of vaccination, that patients or people get immunity. And that is the main source of stopping that disease from getting it again. So actually, let me see again, let me just in 2-3 minutes, I'm going to revise all things here. In this chapter, we will study about recommendations. Recommendations for the use of vaccine. Suggestions, right? Suggestions, opinions, or advices for the use of vaccination, for giving vaccination to the people. Vaccine is a name of a substance.
Vaccination procedure.
Vaccination is a process of in that process vaccine is given. Right? So vaccine and vaccination both are interrelated. In the same way, immunization is a process. But actually there is immunity. And a person who gets immunity, he is immune. And the person who gets this immunity in this process, this process is known as immunization. Mina.
Process of what?
Immunization of mina, to get mina. To get mina. Okay. Now second thing we have here, we have three diseases, measles, mumps and rubella. And actually these three diseases are infectious diseases. Their symptoms are here. Listen. Their symptoms are here. All these diseases are particularly childhood diseases. Right? And there in measles we have skin rashes, skin spots, and fever, etc. And in the mumps we have swelling on both the sides of the neck, right? And fever as well. Inflammation of testes and ovaries is also there. And in last disease we have rubella, and in this disease we say that it is known as German measles as well. This is known as German measles. And in this German measles, we say that Toga virus is the main virus that causes it. And the symptoms of this disease is, cough, sore throat, fever, and skin rashes, etc. And vomiting also. Toga is the name of virus. right? So inshallah next time when we will start in the next period, I think so, then again I'll repeat it again. Yes, I'll continue it again next time, but don't take it out. We will start from here again. I will revise all the things again. Yes, we will start revision. Okay.
We want to schedule about the revision
Okay.
What's his name in English?